we want to make a fontana, a well, and a little bit of salt. Un pizzico di sale, as they say. Okay. So in there, we want to add 2 eggs, 2 whole eggs, and 2 egg yolks. They go right there. Okay, and use an egg separator when you separate eggs. So now we just want to mix that up a little bit with a fork and use my hands to make a nice dough. Okay, so this is looking good. Now I have a little grab on this board. It's a lot easier to do it on a wood surface than any other kind of surface. Okay, that's looking good. Don't see any more white flour. So now we have to let this dough rest for about 30 minutes just to relax the gluten so it's easier for us to roll out. Here's our dough, and it's a lot softer than the one that I just made. So this is a second dough. And I put 2 little holes there, and I watch to see how much they close up. If they close up entirely, I know I gotta wait. I think I could go. And flatten it out. You have to do this first before you put it through the pasta machine, because you don't want to put something that's thick in the pasta machine, which will strip the gears. When I can see my hand like that behind the dough, then I know that that's probably thick enough. To make the fazzoletti, which in Ligurian dialect means handkerchiefs, little handkerchiefs, you need like a little template. So, you know, this is mine. And I just put it right on the sheet of dough, and then I just cut out. This is like 4 by 4. And it does look like a little hanky. In dialect, that's also called mandrilli. So mandrilli, fazzoletti, it means the same thing. All right. So those are the fazzoletti. So now that we have those, we need to make the pesto sauce. Well, to make a classic pesto, you obviously need the basil leaves. And like I said, the smallest leaves possible, because it's easier to pound those down. You need pine nuts, you need garlic, you need some coarse salt that acts as an abrasive, and you need cheese, and you need olive oil. And you need a little bit of pepper, maybe at the end. What you do is you start pounding down the garlic with the salt in the mortar, and you'll start to see that it becomes somewhat creamy. See? Hey, at that point, when you see it like this, that's when you can add the pine nuts. So here we have pine nuts. Some people like to toast them. It's up to you. So now you put the pine nuts in and you give them a mash as well. So now we have the pine nuts kind of punched down well, and we can start with the basil leaves. And this is going to take about 20 minutes to do, I would say. So try to go up against the sides of the mortar, and you go in a rotating motion, circular rotating motion. And you think it's never going to happen, but eventually it does. Okay, this is about 10 minutes worth of work. Now we have a paste consistency, and we're going to add cheese. So here we have some pecorino cheese, about 2 good heaping tablespoons. And we get that mixed in. So now that we have this, we are ready to cook the fazzoletti. When you're cooking fresh pasta, you have to remember something. It's going to cook in a lot less time than a dried pasta, like a pasta that's made just with flour and semolina. This is an egg-based pasta, so it's going to cook very quickly. So in rapidly boiling water, you want to add some salt. And then here are the fazzoletti that we made. We're going to put them in, and I'm going to tell you these are going to cook in about 3 minutes max. The worst thing you can do to pasta, whether it's fresh or dried, is overcook it. So that goes in, and they're so light and delicate. And while they are cooking, what you have to do is take a little bit of that pasta water. You're going to add that to your pesto sauce just to smooth it out, because this water has starch in it. And the starch is something that helps the sauce cling to whatever pasta you're making. So you do this for any type of pasta that you're making, whether it's a dried pasta from a box or a fresh pasta like this. So I took out about a tablespoon of water. I'm going to add that to the pesto sauce. Oh, I wish you could be here to smell this. These little hankies, as they're called, are absolutely fabulous and very Ligurian. Let's eat!